Hello wonderful people of the internet. I said in my previous video that I was going to upload within the week. That didn't happen and I'm really sorry. My memory is a bit fuzzy on when I uploaded the previous video, but I'm willing to believe it was before my mock assessments at school. The last few weeks have been very busy. I've been preparing for a show that I'm in at school and I've been doing my practice GCSEs, so there's been a lot on my plate. I've not had a lot of free time to sit down and film a video, but I have some now. So today we're going to be talking about the Two Gentlemen of Verona by Shakespeare. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so, why is he reading Shakespeare? For my regular viewers, you'll know that that's not very usual for me. I basically don't read outside of the fantasy genre at all, so reading anything written more than 200 years ago that it has no elves in it at all is basically unheard of for me, but here we are. So why am I doing this? Well, we study some Shakespeare in school and we were studying Macbeth and I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. It wouldn't have been enough of a driver for me to pick it up, but I thought Macbeth was good. I'm enjoying this. But then I went to New York and I saw a show called All the Devils Are Here, which is a one-man show run by Patrick Page, who was Hades in Hadestown, and he's done some stuff here and there, but that's probably where you know him from. And he was talking through Shakespeare's villains from the start of Shakespeare's writings to the ends, and how they developed, and how you could see part of who Shakespeare was as a person in some of them as well. And it was really, really interesting. I mean, it was captivating performance from Patrick Page as well. It was just all round really, really good. But it meant that I left there thinking, well, now I've got to read some Shakespeare. So I dug up my big old complete works of Shakespeare. Let me go and get it. My big old, nearly fell over, big old complete works of Shakespeare book, this absolute trunkster of a book. It's very heavy. When I was reading it, I had to have it, I read it in bed, I had to have it laid across my lap, otherwise my arms would hurt within like 5 minutes. I'll put it back because I don't want to schlep this thing around the whole video. Bonk. So, the first play that Shakespeare has written, I believe, is quite disagreed upon because I was watching a documentary about Shakespeare, did I put that? Yeah. And in the documentary, I believe they thought that Titus Andronicus was his first one, whereas in this one, they think it's Two Gentlemen of Verona. Maybe they just omitted Two Gentlemen of Verona in the documentary because it's not particularly well known as far as Shakespeare goes, but that's not important. So, arguably Shakespeare's first work. What did I think about it? First, we'll talk about what it was about. Spoiler warning, by the way, I'm going to be going into full spoilers for this play, so if you want to give it a look, click off now and come back later if you want to. So, Two Gentlemen of Verona is about two gentlemen of Verona. One of them is called Valentino, and the other is called Proteus. Valentino goes to Milan, basically to see the world for his prospects, things like that. I can't really remember, it was a while ago now. And while there, he falls in love. What was she called? Oh no, I can't remember what she was called. Okay, so the deal is, Valentino falls in love with a girl called Sylvia, who is the daughter of the Duke of Milan. And Proteus ends up going to Milan as well, and leaving his girlfriend Julia. And then he gets to Milan and falls in love with Sylvia instantly. Shenanigans ensue. The play ends with a happy ending. That's the whole deal, basically. I don't know whether it could be classed as a romantic comedy, but it is a romance one. And I'm not even going to bother summarising it anymore because you get the idea. I'm going to talk about what I liked first. Andrew Garfield's on his good side. So, it says in my notes, the positives of this book, for one thing, was Shakespeare's writing. Now, even if, as this is his, as I said, arguably his first play, but even in his first play, his prose is wonderful. It was quite hard to read at some point, I must admit. Like, I think that the difficulty of Shakespeare is often exaggerated, but that might be because... No, I think it just generally is, but maybe I've read an easy play, I don't know. But that wasn't too much of a challenge. The only places where I really struggled to figure things out was usually when he was doing some kind of metaphor, things like that. Then I'd be a bit like, oh, what do you mean? And that usually, funnily enough, happened with the characters who were the fools in this play, which I believe were called Speed and Lance. they'd say things and I'd be like, I don't get what you're doing, because I think Shakespeare tried to make them sound stupid, and it actually just made it a bit unintelligible at times. But apart from that, the prose was just so pretty. A lot of the things that the characters say about love and how they're feeling are so wonderful to read. And I didn't highlight any, so I can't give you any right now, but it was very nice. Shakespeare, nice to read, who would have thought? And the other positive thing was the beginning of the book. I can't remember. Everything was good, really, until Proteus got to Milan. So I like the setup of Valentino's like, yeah, love is stupid, don't let love control you. And Proteus is like, but I love love, and so I'm going to stay here because I'm in love with Julia. And then Valentino goes to Milan, and now he's in love with Sylvia. And what a wally, you know, he just throws that whole rant that he had about not falling in love out the window, and now he's in love and he wants to woo Sylvia. And all that was good. I liked all that setup, I was enjoying it, I was ready to see where this was going. But that's where the positives end. And well, we'll do a evaluation / conclusion at the end. But flip Andrew Garfield onto his negative side. What I didn't like was everything, really, after Proteus got to Milan. And, well, no, it's the ending. The ending was actually my real problem, because everything with, like, Proteus immediately forgetting Sylvia and then betraying his friend, I was like, Proteus, you're a horrible person, I think you're meant to think that. I'm not sure, because people always speak very highly of Proteus, and he did get a happy ending. So it does make me question how Shakespeare wanted viewers or readers to think of this character. I didn't like Proteus, and so if it's meant to be framed as him being a villain or an antagonist to Valentino, then I get it, but I don't think that's the case. But my main gripe is with the ending. And let me try and remember it. So Valentino has Sylvia has fled her home, where she's been kept away because the Duke doesn't want her to marry Valentino. He wants her to marry a man called Furio. And basically Proteus tracks her down, and he attempts to assault her. Well, he assaults her, he doesn't attempt to, he does assault her. And Valentino catches Proteus in the act and goes like, what the hell, stop that. And Proteus goes, oh, I'm so sorry, my dear friend. And then Valentino goes, oh, that's alright, you can have her. And then Sylvia marries Proteus, I think, and Valentino gets with Julia, maybe, I can't really remember. And then it's meant to be a happy ending. But my issue with this is that a sexual assault did occur. No matter how you slice it, a sexual assault occurred. And that's not okay. That basically makes Proteus irredeemable in my eyes, no matter how he goes, oh, I was in love, oh, blah, blah, blah. No. Nasty boy, go away. But the fact that that happened, and then instead of some sort of punishment occurring for him in the plot, for him to be like, you scumbag, off you go, Proteus apologises in what is like 4 lines. He goes 4 lines of dialogue, and then Valentino goes, oh, you said sorry. In that case, off you pop. And Valentino was in love with Sylvia for this entire play, and then just decided to give up his pursuit of her to no less to the person who had just sexually assaulted her. And that's just is not a good ending. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. So, yeah. What did I think about this? I think I gave it 3 stars. I was going to give it 2 stars because it was a bit of a thing where I wasn't really sure what Shakespeare was trying to say with everything going on, and just overall I didn't I felt so bad for Julia, because poor Julia, she was like come all the way to Milan because she's in love with Proteus, and she gets there and Proteus is just like, I don't care about Julia, I love Sylvia. I think I'm trying to sum up everything I thought about it. I didn't like the ending, and that ruined it for me, I think. I really liked the shenanigans, and I would have liked all of this, and I would have liked to have seen the female characters more developed, but that's this is a this is like Middle Ages this was written in, so I'm not expecting great feminist characters to be in this, but I would have still, I will plant that as a criticism, even though really, at the time, you couldn't really expect that. It would have been nice to see it, but I just didn't like the ending. I didn't like how that wrapped up the story. I would have liked it if it went in really any other generation direction, just the way it ended up finishing. Not satisfying, and not very nice either. So that's my thoughts on Two Gentlemen of Verona. It would have been 2 stars, but I gave it 3 stars because the prose was nice, basically. And so I thought, well, even though like this is bad Shakespeare, but it deserves 3 stars because on a technical level, it's a beautifully written story. So that's my thoughts on this play. The next one in that book is The Taming of the Shrew, and I know that's going to be another one where I'm like, well, my enjoyment of this story entirely depends on how it's framed, whether it's meant as a tragedy or like a way. If you know the story, then you know what I mean. But I don't believe I'm going to read that next. I'm going to read Pyramids once I finish All That's Left in the World. Then I'm going to read The Taming of the Shrew, and then I think I'll read The Assassin's Apprentice. That's the plan for now. But that's where we are. I'm sorry that this video didn't come out quite as early as I expected. Or intended. All That's Left in the World, I'm not very far into it, so I don't know when I'll get you a video on that, but I will. And I'll see you all soon, basically. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!